I'd like to welcome you to episode number 37 of Data Science Live. My name is Mr. Campanell, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of live coding with the R programming language and hopefully provide a little bit of companionship for the next 20 minutes or so. I made a big announcement last week, and so I just kind of want to bring it up a little bit more today. Uh, this is going to be the last live episode I'm going to be doing for an indefinite period of time. I'm not going to stop Data Science Live, but I'm going to work on trying to do a couple different formats and really just new ways to bring data science videos to you. And that's going to be kind of my next focus is going to be working on really short 1 minute data science summary clips, including the code as well. And it's something that I want to try, particularly for audiences who are viewing on mobile. And it's there's a lot of audiences that are using mobile and not so much on as desktop. So we're going to give that a try. My first project after the live streams is to work on getting all this code that I've done onto my GitHub page. That's, I think, github.com/Campanell is the page. So you will have all this code from these 37 episodes to work with. And I started on datasciencelive.com, but I eventually learned the hard way that I'm just not that interested in creating and maintaining websites anymore. So I'll kind of fix up the Data Science Live website to be a landing page, and it'll point to some of the videos on YouTube, and it'll point to the code repository on GitHub. So that is that for the big announcement. And today we're going to be working with Google Sheets. And we're going to learn how to read and write data from Google Sheets today. Google Sheets is, and pretty much the Google Suite, the G Suite, is becoming really popular with business users, particularly if you're at a startup company. You're more likely to go with Google Sheets and maybe a new smaller company than you would say a licensed Microsoft Office product. So I know, like a lot of the things that I've done in the past, we've been using Excel documents, but we're going to try to do some reading and writing to Google Sheets. So I've got kind of the libraries that we're going to be using today, and I'm going to just run these right here. We've got Google Drive, which is going to allow us to connect to we're going to connect to my drive. Then Google Sheets 4 package is the one that allows you to read the data out of it. And then I've got a couple others, dplyr and readr, that are going to serve as some of the utility packages that we have. So I'm going to just get started on coding here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to connect to Google Drive for our studio. I'm going to get a file that I have on the drive called holidays, and let's DAYS and drive. We're going to use the drive get from the Google Drive package, and the file is holidays. Run this. It's auto refreshing the tokens. Okay, so I I connected earlier. I had to do some interactive authorizations. It still dropped a token here into RStudio, and I've got the file here. Now, this kind of looks a little bit odd to me because I have records in that file, and maybe we'll just pull it up here. Let's see if I have. Yeah, I've got Google Drive. Let me see. I'm going to search holidays. Okay, so I've got holidays. Let's just take a look at it. Yeah, so I've got, what do I have in here? It looks like I've got 33 records with a header, but if we take a look here, it only says 1 observation and 4 variables. So what's going on? What's going on? So I'm going to just scroll this down and take a look. And it looks like this is metadata to me. So what this did when I went to get the file, it really doesn't get the file, it gets the metadata to the file. And we're going to use this metadata to actually read the sheet into a data frame. So I'm going to go to read a sheet from Drive. And I'm going to call this holiday EF. And we're going to go read sheet. Okay, that's from Google Sheets 4. And I have to bring in this ID right here, this long string right here, and for it to read it in. And there's something called as sheets ID. And I'm just going to pull the holidays in here, the metadata from the metadata. So it's going to go read that ID from the holidays metadata. And then I say sheet equals, and do I have this sheet up here again? So I put the sheet name in here. That's holidays 2020. Days 2020. Okay, and then I think I want to arrange this also by date. It's the way I have it in this sheet. Let's take a look here. Yeah, the dates are all out of order. So I want to get it into ordered according to date. I'm going to do arrange this, arrange date. Oh, let me bracket there. That's going to get rid of that. Let's read this in. No sheet found with this name. Let me see if I have it in there correctly. No, I have an uppercase H for holidays. It needs to be lowercase. Case sensitive. Run this again. Okay, so it read it. It gives me a range. And let's just take a look. 32 observations and 3 variables. That is making sense to me now. Okay, so we'll see it. Yeah. ID, I have no idea what this file is. I created this file, but I have no idea why I put an ID in there and why those numbers are the way they are. But so I'm just not even going to use them. We've got our dates in order for the holidays, but there is one missing one, and that's Lunar New Year. And I don't know why it's not in here, but it's missing. So I want to add Lunar New Year to the holiday. New Year. And I'm going to call this holiday update. Update. Holiday df. Going to pipe that. And I'm going to put a mutate in here. Mutate function. I'm going to just use holiday. Holiday equals, and I'm going to use an if else here. If else, and I'm going to say is NA holiday and equals true. Then I'm going to put in here Lunar New Year. And my else condition is going to be just holiday. Holiday. Difficult time spelling today. Run this. Let's take a look at holiday update. Okay, so 125 Lunar New Year is here. I am not seeing any missing holidays. So that is good for us. And now I'm just going to kind of clean up this data frame. Space here. Clean it up. Data frame. And I'm going to say holiday clean. And holiday update. And I'm just going to pipe that out. And then I'm just going to select, I'm just going to drop that ID column just by selecting select date, holiday. Take a look at holiday clean. 32 observations and 2 variables. Okay. Everything's in order. And okay, 32 holidays in 1 year. That gets to be a lot. So now I've got this data frame. It's in good shape. I've been able to read it from Google Sheets. Now what I want to do is take this data frame and create another sheet and upload that to Google Drive. So the first thing that you have to do, Google Drive is really for placing files. So this is an R data frame and I have to create a file out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it. We're going to try writing this back to the drive. And I'm going to say Google Drive. And I'm going to write it on my on one of my disks on my PC here, and I'm just going to use write CSV. That's why we, I believe we needed that's from Reader, I believe. So that's why we needed that package. And I'm going to say they clean. And I'm just going to put this on temp. I'm going to call this holiday 2.cv. Write that one out. Okay, so that wrote it to my drive. So now it's in a file format. that Google Drive can recognize when it uploads it. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to upload the file, upload file, and I'm going to say we're going to use the drive put out of Google Drive. The media is, it's really just this file here that I just wrote. Put that in there. And I want it to write it as a Google Sheets. So I'm going to use type equals spreadsheet. Run this. Pre-existing file at this file path. Oh, okay, I gotta take a look here. What am I getting? No pre-existing file at this uploaded holiday 2 to drive. No pre-existing file at this file path calling drive upload. Correct? It did not write it? Let me just take a look here. I'm going to go to temp. Got something called holiday 2 CSV. Yeah, it's there. It's there. I don't know what that message means, but okay, well, let's go to the moment of truth and go to my Google Drive and holiday 2 CSV, 5:46 p.m. Yeah, so it looks like it wrote it, and it did. So we've got file here in Google Drive. I just need to move this one out. Got the date format with a timestamp. So I may have to handle that some other time, but you've got your date, you've got your holidays, and it's on Google Drive. So that is it for this episode. We accomplished what we were able to do. These are really kind of nifty little functions, Google Drive and Google Sheets 4, to allow you to kind of work with Google Sheets. I mean, I really like it because it's collaborative. You can share it with people, and it has a lot of nice functions in there. And they're adding a lot more of some of the Google kind of deep AI technology into Google Sheets, which I think is really fascinating and interesting. So hope you can learn a little bit here on this. And I do want to thank everybody for watching all these episodes on Data Science Live. I will occasionally pop in and out onto my live channels with updates on things that I've done with putting out new content. So pay attention. I'm probably going to use my YouTube channel more than anything else to push out this content. I may work on trying to put some clips and highlights also on the Twitch channel because I know a lot of you are on Twitch. So I'll give that a try. But again, I'd like to thank you for keeping me company all these months for Data Science Live. I really hope you have learned something for it. I hope you can kind of help advance your careers. I know for me personally, doing this, I've actually learned a lot more with R now than before I started Data Science Live. So I give myself a thumbs up for me. But that's it for now. I'm going to be signing off for probably indefinitely on the live streams, but be back on or indefinitely on the schedule, but I'll be back on occasion. So again, thank you very much. And until the next cast or the next file upload, Take care, dear friends.